Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. Hopefully, everybody can hear me. Welcome in, guys. Hopefully, everybody could hear me perfectly fine. Today, we're doing notepads, and I want to show you guys what the process is going to look like. Yesterday, we did some pom pom purine notepads, and this is what the actual file looks like. This is the front. This is the backing of it. And this is the notepads itself. And when we print this out, we print this on a glossy 80 pound cardstock. And then the backing of that inside that same image. And then we print about 20 sheets of these on regular copy paper. And then I'm going to show you guys what the oh, I don't know if I could oh yes, I can. So I'm going to show you guys what this is going to look like. Let me pull my camera up here so you guys could see me. I'm going to show you guys what the product looks like. This is what we are going to be building up. And when you open it, this is what it's looking like. And then boom. So this is the product we're going to be designing today. I'm going to show you guys step by step. These are all cute little notepads that I have hand cut with a guillotine. I glued them to this, and this is our cute little stationary notepad book, right? So that's what we're going to be making. And just follow along. All right, so we already have some files here. I am going to copy and paste. And this one is going to be Kuromi. All right, so I'm just going to go step by step with you guys so that you guys can see how it's actually done. First thing I did here was I'm going to start on this page first. All right, guys, first thing I did here, a matter of fact, I'm going to delete these pages as well. Kind of don't want to because they look so cute, but okay. This is the tutorial. All right, so we're going to start with a trifold, 11 by 8.5 inches. This is going to be our paper, and this is going to be what we're going to be printing on. It already has that trifold thing. That's where we're going to be folding. All right. The next thing we're going to do is start figuring out our design. So this is going to be the inner page. This is going to be the inner page where all our notepads are going to be sitting on. So for this, we are going to go into the Kuromi. Let me kind of like bring this up here in case we have people in the chat. All right, so we're going to be doing Kuromi. And what we're going to be looking for is for a wallpaper that we can add inside And we could put horizontal wallpaper to be more specific on what we're looking for. And this one automatically gives us good options. All right, so the inside of our notepad can actually have I like this one. I like that checkered version one, but that checkered version one can actually be for a notepad. So we're going to go ahead and save it anyways, just in case we can't find it later. And at the same time that we're looking for notepads, we're also looking for our base, our covers. So literally, this one's also a cute thing. We're going to take this one too. And just save it somewhere that you could find it easily. That's what I'm doing over here. All right, so I think that I'm just gonna go with uh man, it's so hard to choose when we're doing these things. We're just basically looking for a pattern that we could use. Kuromi's kind of purple and black, so I might even just go with this one. We're gonna save it just in case. And we're just going to check what it looks like. Always have multiple options when you're designing these kinds of things because it's better in the long run. This one can be also used, so we're going to save that one too. That is cute. All right, and then when creating the notepad, we want to create a notepad where we can literally, this is perfect for a notepad. We're going to save that one up. Where we can literally write. If it's too dark, you don't have to worry about it because we could tweak it up in the Canva. And you don't want all your notepads to have designs. You literally want different stuff. So for the Kuromi, for the notepads, we could literally put Kuromi background. And that's gonna kind of toss blank images at us. Like stuff like this. But we want the Kuromi by itself. You know, this is another good notepad idea. This one as well. So we could kind of take this one. And then for other notepad ideas, we could simply just take the what's it called? Watch, I'll show you in a second. Oh, this is a perfect notepad right here. We're definitely taking that one in. All right, and now let us use the Kuromi logo. We're definitely saving that too because we're going to be using it for the cover. All right, so we have enough things to start working with. Let's go back into our, I'm gonna constantly check this to make sure that nobody is waiting for messages or replies. But we're gonna go back into our trifold. Now for the Kuromi area, I want to add the same exact areas that I did for this. So that will tell us where our notepads are going. I want to do this as a reference. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to keep those squares and I'm going to delete all of this. I just want to show you guys how I'm putting these squares. Okay, because I have the same exact measurements and I kind of just don't want to remove it. All right, so for the Kuromi page, of course, we're going with let's just do black so you guys can see the squares. How did I add the squares? The way I added the squares, I went to elements, I typed shapes or clicked on shapes. You use the basic square shape. You put it wherever you want your notepads to go. Now, for this option, you guys can do whatever you guys want. You guys can actually make your notepad sections long, all three sections. You guys can make your notepads short or one long there, two shorts there, like this. And then this side here, little ones like that. So this section all depends on you guys. I just rounded the corners for no reason, to be honest. And then what I did was put my transparency all the way to 30 because I wanted my image in the background to show. And then this really is just to tell you where you're going to be putting your notepads in. So on this part right here, you guys can go ahead and add the sections you guys want, however you want. You could do strips, you could do all three sections as long pads, all three sections as short pads, however you want. If you want to make it look like this, where the pads are going to look like this, you're going to have different pads. Cool. If you want your notepad book to show all your notepads the same size, bring it all the way up and just put your notepads the same size. If you want all of the spaces to have little cute notepads just like these, boom, 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 then go ahead and do your sides like that. I chose to have absolutely random little pads everywhere. So this is what my kind of mock-up or template is going to look like. Now, again, let's work with the background. And for the background, I'm most likely going to need um I chose this one for the background, right? So for this background, I could either extend it all the way like that. I could literally extend it all the way like that, or I could simply just make it small like this and add all my corners to it. So you guys can add whatever you want. I'm going to go with this option. So this is what the inside of my product is going to look like when I open my notepad book. And I call it a notepad book because it is a book of notepads. So there it is, guys. So when I open my notepad book and unfold it, this is what the inside is going to look like. Now, this right here is blue. You want to stick to the color of the you want to stick to the color pattern of, Kuromi itself. So for example, Kuromi is more purple and black. If you want to do like a lavender purple like that, let's go with a more lavender purple, right? That's definitely lavender. See, light lavender. So we'll leave it just like that, a light lavender. And then these boxes, we can actually bring them as a light lavender and actually bring it down to 30, like I said. And that's what you're going to have left, right? And before you duplicate your item, you could actually just change it so that you don't have to change them all one by one. But this is what I'm going for, guys. Light lavender, and then hit that transparency to 30. Light lavender, and then hit the transparency to 30. So that isn't overpowering your design. And again, these squares really don't matter because they're not going to be seen in the product. The squares are literally as a marker for you to know where you're going to put your notepads, where the glue's going to go. So kind of like whatever glue you're going to use, you literally just put glue on this square and then you glue your notebook to it. So as pretty as it looks, it's not really going to be seen. All right, we finished the inside. That's what the inside is going to look like when we unfold it and open up the product. And of course, these squares are just going to be the placement of where our bingo pads are going to be. Okay, moving on to our bingo pad. I mean, am I saying bingo pads? Oh my gosh. Sorry, I've been designing bingo pads and it's like what's on my head? Our notepads. Okay, so our notepads, this was a previous style before, but for you to simply know what you're going to be placing them in or the size, you could simply duplicate this, delete the back, change the backing to white. Now you see your placements, and all you have to do is this square. For example, I did corner rounding, make it a square, If you did corner rounding up here, that's just something I did. I don't know, to be bougie, but you don't have to. But if you did, you'll have to change the squares again. Once you change the squares, you'll be able to use all your uploads. For example, I took all these Kuromi uploads, boom, boom, boom. And for example, this right here is what I want to use as a notepad. So I'll just put it over the square and check that out. Already we have one notebook down. You know, that's all it is. You're placing everywhere on top of the squares. Now, if you want it to be lighter so that when you write with a pen, it looks transparent, just bring it down a notch to 50. Remove this background back here so that the white, and there it is. There's your notepad. You could write on it with a pen, and it's not going to be as dark. So you could write all over the pad. See that? That's exactly what we're doing here so that it could look just like this. Now, let's say I want to add this one as well. So for this one, we can make it a regular checkered notepad like that. And you don't have to worry if it's not perfect and it's still showing a little bit, because that's all going to be cut off and trimmed. So it really doesn't matter how it looks. All right. And then we also said we would use this one. This one is like a strip, so we could put it right there. Um, this one is a perfect pad. We'll put it over here. And once we set it, we double click it and we can push it all the way up. If it's too dark, just push that transparency to 50. But remember that we have this in the background, so we can eliminate this and see how much brighter it's going to look. Same thing with this one. We could just eliminate the backing, make it a little more transparent so it's lighter. And that's what we're looking at. Right? And then this one, we can leave exactly how it is. This one will just keep like a lavender. Um, this one, we can kind of keep it the same as well, but so that it doesn't look so boring and off-brand, we can add a little Kuromi clip art. This one is definitely going here. And All right, so back at it. All right, this one right here, we're just going to add a little chromey clip art so that it doesn't look so empty, but it's looking great. And if you guys just joined and you missed the beginning, no worries. These recordings are available in the live recording section of the school. All right, so we forgot to get some Kuromi clip art. Oh, we got one right here. We'll just go ahead and use her. Save them where you can easily find them. And then we go back, upload, remove the background, bring her down. Let's flip her over so she's on this side. And we're obviously going to make her blend in with our notepad so that when you write on the notepad, you can see clearly. You could even go over it. And I think that our notepad section is done. So these are going to be the little notepads that you're going to print out. This page will be printed out 20 times. Then you go grab a guillotine, cut him up, cut, cut, cut. You're going to glue with PVC glue this one right here, which is a glue that you could buy on Amazon, which is specifically for book binding or notepad making. That glue is it's a big white bottle, says PVC glue in it, and that's the glue that you're going to use to make any kind of notepad. So we're just going to glue that, glue that, glue that. And again, I'm going to show you guys in a minute what the product is going to look like finally. All right, so we already created the inside. The inside gets printed. These squares are where you're going to put your glue your notebooks into. These notebooks are what you're going to print out 20 pages, glue them together, cut them up, and you're going to have each notepad in its designated section. Now we're going to work on the cover. This cover is already created, but let me just eliminate this so that you guys can see what we're working with, a blank canvas. Obviously, all you have to do is copy paste or duplicate. Just duplicate from the bottom image and you could literally just erase all of this out. Dupe all that, erase it all out, and you're going to have your blank canvas, which is literally what we're doing here. And now for this one, in the bottom, I've added my logo, the Digital Creative House, and I added a little barcode that you could simply go to Elements, click on barcode. This is just to make it look, bougie and really nice. But you could search a barcode and you'll have all these barcode options. I like to go with ones that have borders like this, and you could change the color of it. Like this one, for example, you could click it and change the color of it right here. So you can make this white and you can make the bars inside black. So you don't have to, you know, I just like to make it look like an actual store-bought product because these are products that you guys can create, make in bulk, and sell to like storefronts. Any people on TikTok that run stationary shops and are looking for these kind of products, Kuromi, Hello Kitty, anything popular, you guys can create and assemble these and literally sell them in bulk to other people. So this is just cute. It makes it look nice. You could also, I believe, generate your own barcode here or use a QR code. And when people scan that QR code, it'll take them to your shop. All right, moving on. We're building the Kuromi. So we want to make this the Kuromi theme. Kuromi colors are purple and black. So we do have, let me make this white. I did add the barcode in the Creative House. You guys can go ahead and do that. Now for the Kuromi cover, we're going to go with a deep purple. Now, what cover are we going to be using for this creature here? We want our cut. I kind of have like a little series going on. So for example, for the pom pom purine, the face is kind of taking over. For the Hello Kitty, the face is kind of taking over. For the cinema roll, the face is kind of taking over, not all the way. So we're gonna try to do the same exact thing with Kuromi. Let's see how we make this happen. All right, let's work on the color. That is like too deep. Mm, okay, we'll work with the light lavender. And if you guys are not sure, you could just extract the color from an image. So for example, we want to extract the color from this image. This is a beautiful image, by the way. We might just use this one. But yeah, we're definitely using this one. But the pixel on it sucks. So I'm going to show you guys how to fix that too. For the color of the page, simply go to this little nozzle and it's going to change the color for you. You see that? So I don't like this. It's too blurry. Go to your apps right here in this corner. And you're going to look for something called Pixel Enhancer. And it's going to look like this. It'll let you do a couple for free. But for $3 a month, you get 146 a day, 148 a day. So you can change up 148 images a day for $3. That's perfect. So we're going to grab this image that we were using and we're going to enhance it because when we print it, we want it to look crisp. We don't want it to look blurry. So this is going to take a couple seconds to enhance. And while this enhances, guys, let me flip my camera over. Let me turn on my camera so I could show you guys what we're working with. This is the product that we're creating. Oh, did I? There we go. This is the product that we are creating. This is what we're designing. So when you open it, it's going to have the little notepads. That is what we are creating. This is something that costs 45 cents to create, 50 cents to create if you have a um, ink tank printer. That's the product that we're making. And this costs all together about, it cost me about with ink and the clear paper and everything. I'm going to say this cost me about 60 cents to create. 60 cents at a max. It probably cost me less. But we can create these products with different themes and sell them in bulk to people that own stationery shops, and they will go nuts. Okay? All right. back to the design. All right, guys. So what I just showed you on camera, the backing, the inside of the product. So when you open it entirely, the notepads, what the notepads are going to look like, and then the cover. Our design is ready and it has been enhanced. So we're just going to add this design to our cover. Now, again, the cover, you guys can print it on a glossy cardstock paper, which is going to be about 80 pounds. Anything over 60 pounds, the more it is, the more pounds it has, the thicker it'll be. I used 80-pound for this one, and I'm just going to leave it just like that. I think that's perfect. But we're going to go ahead and add the logo to it. All you need to create this is one sheet of that 80-pound paper. For me, it cost me 25 cents the sheet because I don't buy it in bulk. I think I get a pack that is like $20 for like 100 sheets or so. So it's about 25 cents a sheet. But if you guys can find it cheaper, kudos to you guys. I don't know. I guess I just like Koala brand. All right. And there we go. We added the logo. We added the character. This is our cover, and she looks beautiful. Now, keep in mind, this area here is going to be folded and bulky, so you don't want to put your Kuromi logo to that side too much. Bring it over to this side more so that when you fold it, that K isn't gone. All right, and this is the cover. We're going to leave that middle just like that. And then for the side, let's make it a little extra. Let's make it a little more bougie. So we're going to go ahead and grab a square. And this is going to be that second panel when you open it and it shows the cover. This is going to be that second panel showing, which is going to be attention grab, like an eye catcher type of thing. So you open it, boom, open it, boom. Let's leave that one just like it is. These bars right here that I added here is just like a guide for me to fold because I'm blind, guys, so I need a guide to fold. So, all right, and this backing, we could literally just add a clip art of Kuromi and some hearts. We could add her thinking here. Let me see. I just want her. Let me see what she would look like with all this stuff removed. Yeah, this is perfect. But again, she kind of looks a little blurry. So we're going to go ahead back into our pixel tool and choose that file. And we're going to enhance her because again, it looks small here. It could look small and crisp in your screen. But remember that we're printing this out on an 8.5 by 11 sheet. So if it's not enhanced and crisp, she's going to look blurry. We don't want that because we're trying to create quality products to possibly sell in bulk to stationery shops or stationery TikTok shops or whatever. I'll go ahead and remove her. And I don't want this around, so I'll just go here, pixel eraser, and I could go ahead and remove whatever I don't want. Too many flowers. I just want the chromie and the heart, to be honest. So we're just removing whatever we don't want. And there she is. Once we open, once we open our pack, oh my gosh, it's gonna look so amazing. Oh, I missed a dot right there. Did I? Yes, I missed a dot right there. And I can't really see it, so I'm just going to wipe it out. There we go. All right. And that is it. That was super simple, super easy. Our backing, our pads, and our um cover. One sheet. I don't have a printer that prints double sides. So what I do is I print this sheet first and then I flip it and reinsert that same sheet so it could print the back. That's it. Super simple. One sheet, 25 cents plus your ink. If you have an eco tank, it's probably going to cost you about 5 cents for the ink or 10 cents for the ink that you use on this cover. And then, of course, 20 sheets of regular copy paper. Each sheet for me is 1 penny. If you go to Walmart and buy that pen and gear stack of papers or the box, and you actually do a count, 500 pages for like $5, $6, it comes out to a penny per sheet. So we're going to be using 20 sheets. That's 20 cents. So again, roughly about 45 to 60 cents just to create this entire thing. And then let me show you the product again. I would have to do a different video on the tutorial for assembling it, but let me try to make this screen a little bigger for you guys. I'm gonna stop sharing because I just finished my thing so you guys could see it better. This is gonna be the final product. This is going to be the final product. I put this on a 8.5 by 11. Uh, it's one of the, I don't know what these are called. They're like these plastic things, but you open it. I also added these little things. It's like a Velcro sticker. You could find them like 100 for a couple dollars in Walmart. And then boom, all our cute little notepads, 20 sheets, 20 sheets because we don't want it to be super bulky. We don't want it to be super fat. We want it to be able to close. I think 20 sheets is perfect. 20 sheets. And look how cute our notepads are. And when you do this with the Kuromi, with the Hello Kitty, with the Pom Pom Prune, with the Cinema Roll, My Melody, you can sell these in bulk. You could sell these in bulk, price them however you want. Look for stationery shops online. Look for TikTok shops that sell stationery products, Kuwait products, just like these. And just, hey, tell them, hey, I create these products. I'm offering them in bulk. I can sell them to you for this price, blah, blah, blah. Create a unique product they can't find anywhere, so they have no other choice but to be awed by your product and buy it from you. Just be careful with the copyright, guys, because you know that Sanrio will bust that ass. All right, guys, I hope that you guys like this tutorial. If you guys have any questions, message me. And if you're watching me from YouTube, join my school. Join my school if you want to create a business with crafts, party favors, digital products, stationery products, apparels, anything. Join my school. The link is in the bio on my YouTube channel. All right, bye.